Many wonder what Paul meant when he wrote in Galatians, "Jerusalem above is free, which is the mother of us all." To understand, we must not only read Galatians 4, but also connect it with one of Jesus' most powerful parables, the parable of the Vineyard Tenants. Together, they reveal a clear picture of God's kingdom, His promises, and the freedom believers have in Christ. In Galatians 4, Paul compares two women, Hagar and Sarah. Hagar represents Mount Sinai and the Old Covenant, tied to earthly Jerusalem, a city still in bondage to the law. But Sarah represents the promise, the Jerusalem above, the New Jerusalem, a heavenly city that is free. Paul says, this Jerusalem above is our mother, the true home of all believers in Christ. Jesus told a parable about a vineyard. A landowner planted it and leased it to tenants. When he sent servants to collect fruit, the tenants beat them, shamed them, and even killed them. Finally, he sent his beloved son, but they murdered him too, thinking they could steal the inheritance. Jesus explained, the vineyard owner would destroy those wicked tenants and give the vineyard to others who would bear fruit. The leaders of Israel knew he was speaking about them. Now connect this to Paul's message in Galatians. The earthly Jerusalem, under the law, is like the tenants who rejected the Son. They had God's vineyard, but refused His Son, Jesus. The Jerusalem above is like the new tenants, those who receive Christ by faith. They inherit the promises and live in freedom. Just as the vineyard was transferred from the unfaithful tenants to faithful ones, so the covenant shifted from the law in earthly Jerusalem to the promise fulfilled in Christ, the New Jerusalem. So what does this mean for us today? The New Jerusalem is not just a city of the future, as described in Revelation, but a present reality for those in Christ. It represents freedom from legalism, religion without faith, and the chains of sin. Our citizenship is not in an earthly city or system, but in heaven. And as citizens, we are called to bear fruit, love, faith, obedience, and worship. The earthly city rejected the Son, but the heavenly city embraces Him forever. The parable of the tenants warns us not to reject God's Son. The allegory in Galatians invites us into the freedom of the New Jerusalem. The question is, are you living in bondage to earthly things or in the freedom of Christ as a citizen of the city above?